It starts in your mind. I was with my grandchildren over the weekend, and one of the things that I said I was going to tell my grandchildren, like, you know, if all of the lessons that we can give to our children, to our grandchildren, it was something that I wish I would have did more to my own children. But I made sure with my grandchildren, I got six grandchildren, grandkids, or however you want to say it. 5 boys, 1 girl. And I say to them, I say, where does it come from? And what I mean by that is I told them that everything about how they feel, everything about what they say, everything about how they react to for themselves and how they react to other people, everything about how stuff is made, if it's something with a business, if it's something with a table, if it's something with a cell phone, whatever it is, it came from someone's mind. So that means that everything comes from the mind first. I want them to understand that so deep, because when they move forward in life, they will know that they have the power from the inside. And so what I want to do is I want you to start thinking that way. I want to suggest that you start thinking that way, is that you understand that you have the power inside of you, that whatever you want to come into your life, whatever it is, you can make it materialize if you first understand that it is in your mind first. I have a good video coming up later this week, maybe tomorrow. It'll be the video that's posted right after this one for people who are coming to see this in the future. And I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about how thoughts become things. I can bear witness to this, that money is actually created. You might see money laying on the table. You might think that there's money in the bank or credits in the bank, whatever mindset you are about what money is today. But I'm here to tell you that money is created. It's created in our minds first. And if you create the money in your mind first, the money will follow. I'm going to give you some examples of how it actually came about for me and my wife when we first started business, because most of you are starting early. And I know what a lot of people think. They're like, Steve, it's so easy for you because you're in a way better situation than I'm in right now. Well, let me just tell you, I started in probably had less resources than you have right now. When I started in business, there was no cell phones. And I know we hate it when the parents and grandparents say it was so hard back then. I used to walk to school 2.5 miles. Well, they say that because they want you to understand. They want us to understand that you have to take advantage of what you have today. If you don't take advantage of what you have today, you're going to keep looking for something that just does not really exist in the future. So the first lesson, though, is that you create it in your mind. That's where it starts first. Get it in your mind. Build it in your mind. Build your whole life in your mind. There was a time back, there was Walkman radios. I don't know if some of you may not know about this, the Walkman radios. Look it up on Google. I used to walk around when I was going to work in the 90s, well, for my business, going store to store, meeting with my customers and trying to get new people to advertise in our publication. And I had this Walkman radio that was playing this tape. Guess what was on that tape? It wasn't some music. It was me telling myself how I wanted my life to be. And I got that from my mentor, Marshall Silver. Well-known hypnotist, the greatest hypnotist on the planet at that time. And he said, what you do is you write out. When you write stuff out, you're getting the body engaged in the process, because the body has to get engaged and then the mind gets engaged. So I wrote out my perfect day of work and my perfect day of play. That's what he said it was. He said, you write it out and then you read it and record it. And I went around all day when I wasn't with the customer, instead of listening to music or talk radio or whatever, I turned that on that Walkman radio, and that was me saying it over and over to myself, over and over and over again. And let me tell you something that's crazy. Years later, and this is why you have to learn to appreciate what you have, because what you have now is what you wanted in the past. That's what you wanted. What you have now is what you wanted. And you have to appreciate it, because one of the things that I remember saying on my perfect day of work and my perfect day of play was that I would wake up in the morning, go to my own home gym, fully, like with the equipment that I want. And I would work out in the morning, relax a little bit, and then get ready for work from my own gym, not having to go to a gym. Guess what I have now? And guess what I've had for years? My own home gym. So what I do is I get up in the morning and I go and sit in my sauna for 30 minutes to just get my body going. And then I just choose which exercise machine I want to go on. Maybe I do all of them. Maybe I do one or two, whatever it is. But that was what I had on that recording. And that is in existence right now. At that time when I made that recording, I didn't have a personal gym. So be careful of what you ask, for what you tell yourself over and over, because it will come into existence. It doesn't matter if it's good for you. It doesn't matter if it's bad for you. So because it starts in the mind. What are you telling yourself over and over and over and over and over again? Because it will come into existence, because it has to come into existence for you to remain, for you to even just be able to exist. Some stuff has to come in, has to just come forward for you that you've asked for. And you may not even know it. You're asking for the things that you don't want. You might be saying, well, Steve, how, if I didn't want it to happen and it comes into existence, what is that doing for me? What it's doing is giving you what you asked for. So even if you don't want what you asked for on accident, something bad to happen, or your income to go down, or relationships or whatever, the way that you lead your life on a daily basis will end up giving you the answers that you were asking for. And you will say, why is this stuff happening to me? It's happening to you because you're asking for it. You're telling yourself that that's what you want. All right, what I want you to do is I want y'all to do the homework that I tell you. This stuff will make differences in your life. You will probably want, if you do what I tell you to do, one of the days you will wake up and you would have changed, and your family and friends are coming to you and they're like, man, you changed. And you're like, I didn't change. You just became what you wanted to become. But they're going to tell you. They're going to tell you. It's a strange feeling. So please subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Post your questions and comments. This is Stephen A. Williams with Making Money with Stephen A. Williams on YouTube.